Hey, how's it going? It's a pre-roll before the podcast. It's Shad Wicker here. Just letting you know that we have two massive shows coming up very soon for Shad and Pete Save the World. Our live show at the Good Chat Comedy Club, September 28th in Brisbane, and our massive October 11th show in Sydney at the Comedy Store. What the fuck? Ticket links for those shows are in our show notes, but more importantly, if you're a fan of the pod, message us on our socials at Shad and Pete Save the World, and we will hook you up with some cheap-ass tickets, man. So make sure you message us on our socials to get yourselves those tickets. And, of course, if you like the pod, please leave it a 5-star review, rate it, follow it, all that jazz to help get it out there, okay? Enjoy the show. Bye.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Shad and Pete Save the World podcast. It's the podcast version of the live show that everyone already thought was a motherfucking podcast shit. And welcome back into the studio. Me, Pete, and Shad. Shad.
G'day, Pete.
Hello.
Good start.
Thanks, man.
Good start. Bit of black sand up top. I like that.
Oh, it was too.
It was a little bit.
I didn't even mean to.
Nah, that's right. Some would say
God damn. Shit bet again, boy.
Yeah, this is Def Jam, the podcast version. It's great. Back again, solving the problems. If you're listening, make sure you're following the podcast, rating it 5 stars, giving a review on Apple, and follow at Shad and Pete Save the World.
Are people doing this? Are people rating and reviewing?
We have gotten some reviews. Do you want me to give you some?
No, it doesn't necessarily need to be read out to me. I just want to know that people are actively engaging with the content and letting their friends know and recommending it to strangers out there in the ether via reviews and ratings. It means the world.
I would say when you do rate it 5 stars.
Do we have a fair few?
We got a few. Yeah, we got a few reviews.
If you've not done it, especially if you're a personal friend, fuck off. But if you're a stranger and you just like us, it would mean the world to get a little rating and a review. I would like to bring in our wonderful guest on the podcast, a person that has done the live show many a time, and I'm very excited to have in the studio today. It's AG Angus Gordon.
Hamburger.
What?
Just a reference to Def Jam. You know, if you're selling bikes, then I'm hamburger.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. That's for sure.
I'm not scared. You know, it's good to be here. It's great to be here.
We were talking about before we started recording, Angus, that you have done the live version of this show.
I thought you were saying Def Jam.
I have done Def Jam. I'm a lot older than I look. Like Michael Jackson, I didn't start out this color. And that's where it ends with me and Michael.
I don't know. There
that's
are
where
rumblings.
Well, that I can dance.
Dance
better
around
believe it.
allegations, you fucking cheeky little boy.
Well, I'm smooth. Smooth criminal. Dude, maybe that's what... Anyway. When he was like, Billie Jean's not my lover, it's like, yeah, she's a grown woman. Of course not. No one thought she was, Michael.
But yes, you've done this show quite a few times, and this is in the studio. There's no audience here. We usually do this with a live audience.
I love it without the audience. I understand the need for an audience to make money and how shows work.
Yeah.
What was the quote? How did you describe? What did you say before? It was you love doing the show. You think it's very funny. It's always a good time.
He said he hated the audience.
But he
hated the pressure of having to be funny for them.
Because you think their problems are...
Insightful. You're not going to catch me slipping, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. It was picture a word for dumb that you're not allowed to say anymore. And it was that word. But thanks to everyone that's bought a ticket for our show, but our guests frequently think you are very silly people. You
guys are so good at like making fun of their questions, making fun of them, finding the line, being playful. But I feel like every time I've tried that on a question I didn't like, it's just come across as just pure spite. Everyone's just like, oh, no, this isn't fun.
But we do solve them. You're missing out on that part. We do solve them with a 100% success rate guaranteed. Never fail.
Never fail.
That's
Absolutely.
The main
I want to stress before we move on, you're very good at the show. And I'm grateful to ever be included.
In regards to the show, Shad, I got a Facebook memory yesterday that it has been 5 years since our first ever time doing the show. Very different version of the show that we did originally.
Yeah. I feel like the original version Angus would have liked better.
It was way too convoluted. So originally, instead of it just being post-it note, any random problem, it was like color-coded. So like the pink post-it notes were love, and blue was job and career and stuff. And so it was like you could try to get a mix of things, but it was way too convoluted.
Yeah.
And
the part you would have liked is our outfits.
I would like also the color coding, the labeling of things, putting things in different boxes.
the
The taxonomy.
Angus spends a fair bit of time wanking at Officeworks.
Hey, I don't call it that.
What do you call it?
Admiring the merchandise.
Oh, I thought you meant you didn't call it Officeworks.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
I call it the Cum Factory.
I prefer. I support local news agents, stationery stores.
But yeah, originally we didn't used to wear jumpsuits. I bought us underwear to wear on the outside of our pants, like superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
And chicks thought it was very cool and hot, and they used to like to have sex with us after the show finished.
Damn, well, that would have been tough because you've been in a relationship for 6 years, and the show has been going for 5
Well, it was
years.
hard. That's why I had to bat them off. I had to
Yeah,
get, well,
yeah.
Well, yeah, the ones are after him, yeah.
Like what I do at Officeworks.
but it's 5 years, and I sent this to you as a message yesterday. Happy 5 year Shad and Pete anniversary.
Yeah, you too, mate.
And you sent back that. You know how every year has, what is it? Every anniversary has.
Yeah, so
what is it?
there's
It's
like,
emerald and fucking.
Yeah, it's like certain
What are they?
gifts.
Yeah,
for your-
golden. Like, there's like a paper one's the first one, I think. That's one
Yeah,
year.
and the gold, like I think the golden's like 20 or something like that. And but for 5 years, I looked it up. It's wood.
Yeah, not bad.
So what?
What are you gonna get?
What did you get me?
I'm rock hard right now.
Got you a stiffy.
Well, I got you a little present.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get it?
Yeah, go on. A stick.
For the listeners at home,
Oh
it's
my
part of the
God.
True Cross.
A stick.
It's a stick I found.
Wait, it has writing on it.
It's a stick I found with writing, and you can read it out.
Was this
'cause it's a
written on
present.
it?
This was written on it when I found it on the street,
Get fucked.
which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, obviously. Read it out.
I would, as in spelt WOOD, and
Yeah.
just to keep that in mind, I would never leave you.
It's a stick. It's made of
Let's stick together
a
and never
stick.
branch out.
The funniest part about that is someone got that as a gift and immediately just threw it on the ground.
yeah.
All right,
like,
boys, I got to come clean. I wrote on the stick.
like this?
I ripped it off a tree, and I went and got a little Sharpie out of my house, and I wrote you a little message because I thought it would be nice to give you a little something. It's not much.
Look.
We don't make a lot. There's not a great deal of ad revenue coming from the podcast yet. If
Yeah.
there was, thanks to ratings and reviews, maybe I would be able to afford a better present. But for now, you've gotten a bit of wood from me with a nice message to say how much I appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much, Peter.
You're very welcome. And next year, if you could make any form of fucking effort for me, that would be so sick because
Yeah.
it's nice to feel valued. I've always felt feeling valued is an important and nice thing. Don't you think?
You're the only person that thinks
Yeah.
that. Mostly people are being disrespected.
Well, you do because it's a
Bad
king.
on- Yeah. But even then, if people didn't like,
So there's my little gift to you.
Well,
Happy
thanks,
5 year
mate.
anniversary.
5 years of doing the show. You'd think we would have started a podcast a lot earlier, but
Anyway,
here we are.
Mistakes were made.
But look, the podcast works really simple. We scrape the bottom of the barrel of the leftover shows, collect all up the problems that we didn't quite get to in the hour, and we've compiled them all to have you help us solve them in this episode, Angus.
I'm excited.
Okay, here we go. My handwriting makes me self-conscious.
I would say this is almost not a problem. You know what I mean? Because you almost never have to do handwriting anymore. It's like
That's
an
a good
obsolete
point.
technology. It's
Yeah.
like being mad that your Morse code technique is bad. It's not going to come up much.
My Morse code has an accent.
You can text, oh, my pigeon, it doesn't fly straight.
I'm shit on the abacus, boys. I'm
Yeah.
terrible on the abacus.
I'm always
There's something about it that confuses me. I don't understand.
Yeah. Like, just
Yeah.
text, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You don't need to be writing anymore.
And you don't even need a text. You can just say to the phone what you want. You don't need to be writing with you. Although, actually, I have a weird... Was this, by any chance, a Sydney problem?
Likely, yeah.
Because I have a vague memory of a man coming up to me saying that we didn't get around to my problem, and I asked him what it was. And it was... I feel like it was this, and he has Parkinson's.
What?
I'm 90% sure this guy has Parkinson's, actually.
Oh, fuck.
Not even being silly.
Well,
So,
Again, the
I feel like let's put
and
this on
that's
the
what makes you self-conscious?
let's put this on the guest. Can you solve Parkinson's, Angus?
Yeah, I've done a lot of research. I think it's a neurological condition, right?
Yeah.
We get a pen, we stab it into the brain, we cut out the bad bits. I think that'll work.
I thought the
Like
ice
shaving
bucket-
fat off a steak.
Yeah.
Just leave the lean stuff.
Leave the lean, pure, good stuff. That stuff that says doesn't shake, and those bits that say shaking. I'm sure it's labelled.
Cut the shaky bits off the brain.
Just cut them off.
Cut off your little
Good to
shaky
go.
bits.
Handwriting back to normal. But until then, like you said, just speech to text apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to say as well, it's definitely written by a bloke because obviously I met the guy, but something about the real gender divide is handwriting.
Yeah, that is true. That's the one they're not fighting for.
I don't know how women were all just born with impeccable handwriting, but have you ever met a woman that doesn't have like beautiful handwriting?
Some of these new ones.
Oh.
No. No.
That's staying in. I'm not editing that out.
No, everyone's good.
Anyway, use your text.
Well, I think use your voice to text on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
No need to be writing anymore. And then the times that you do want to write, I think it is use it in the places that you want, where you're filling out something you don't want to be contacted anymore.
Yeah.
Turn that negative into a positive. Turn that frown upside down and let that shake rumble, baby. Moving on, we've done it again.
Former boss is a sociopath who keeps getting promoted. How do I take him down?
I'm curious about the wording on this. Former boss
Yeah.
keeps getting promoted.
Maybe they're being promoted above, like
Oh, so
more than
they're
boss now.
more like the boss's boss. You know.
yes, okay. So like they're the fucking CEO or the CFO or something.
Yeah.
They're
Still
like big
technically
time.
your boss in a sense, but yeah.
Anyone above you is your boss.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Like I'm Shad's boss.
Yeah.
Like, you're my boss.
Yeah. Damien Power's my boss.
Damien Power's your boss.
Sam Campbell's Damien Power's boss. And Harry Asby's the boss of comedy.
But then Elton
That's
John
the
is her
chain.
boss.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I understand. So I really enjoyed that. So former boss is a sociopath who keeps getting promoted. How do I take him down? I'm like,
It's like, it's full on.
There's one way. We all know.
yeah. Yeah, you've written down, but you mean out. How do I take him out is what you want.
Yeah. I mean, make a fake complaint. People talk about, if they could go back in time and kill Hitler, but do you have the courage to falsely Me Too him?
That's a good point.
All the Nazis are like, I don't know.
Yeah, I like his stuff, but I don't know. I don't want to be
I
involved.
reckon that's the line.
Yeah,
I don't want to be involved.
All the Jew stuff, like I'm all in on that, but I heard he grew up somewhere.
Yeah, he's a real Kevin Spacey
Hey,
type.
hey, Hitler, hands above shoulders, please.
That's why everyone's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm not agreeing. I'm against. If you want to get rid of them, what you need is a younger, hungrier psychopath.
yeah, exactly.
And set them on.
one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get your own one. Start like
There were cane beetles in the fields, and we brought in a worse pest to deal with them.
you need a cane toad type of boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, start bringing a new one up.
Yeah.
Also, you said
A real toxic boss.
And you said,
you said psychopath.
which
You
is
need a younger psychopath to take out a sociopath. And what is the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath?
Well, the psychopath is a sociopath's boss. If we go back to the boss analogy.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But what actually a psychopath has no empathy or remorse?
I think that's the kind of
For
vibe.
others?
Do you want me to look this up? I can look this up. I feel like everyone just means psychopath whenever they write sociopath, though.
Unless they've been, like the boss was going around, no, look, I've got a formal diagnosis.
Yeah.
Hear him call you a psychopath at the water cooler, and you're like, "Hey, socio guys,
Please
come
be
on."
accurate.
Well, this is strange because this says sociopaths tend to act more impulsively and erratically compared to psychopaths. And then it says here that sociopaths, like this person has said, generally struggle to maintain a job or family life, whereas psychopaths may be able to do so. So it seems like
Well,
your boss is going to end up losing this job anyway. If he
but
is
I'm
a
also
sociopath.
slightly proud of him for sort of him
Well,
or her
yeah.
overcoming their adversity of like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not supposed to be able to hold this down.
This
You're
is
a
like
sociopath.
a disabled success story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've like they've overcome their challenges and they're making. I think you're a bit of a fuckwit actually for trying to down someone that's like making a bit of a
Disabled.
move. I don't know if being a sociopath's a disability. I don't think you can get an NDIS.
Maybe.
You don't think you should be able to get a carer to help you bury the bodies in the forest? Yeah, nah, just dig a bit. My back gets sore.
You have to. You're paid to be here.
I'll bury you here as well if you don't.
So yeah, the main thing of reading here says sociopaths have a conscious, albeit a weak one, and will often justify something they know to be wrong. By contrast, psychopaths will believe that their actions are justified and feel no remorse for any harm done. So it's kind of worse to sociopath because they're kind of like, I know
they know they're wrong, but they're doing it anyway and trying to justify it. Whereas a psychopath thinks they're right.
Yeah, and they feel no remorse at all.
Sure.
Either way,
which one are you guys?
Crazy.
Which one are you? You know, it was like, I'm a Samantha.
Yeah.
This is like the 2024, everyone's self-diagnosing. Like, which one are you? I'm a sociopath.
Yeah, that's funny. It went from like, we're all Slytherins to now, no, I've got it.
What was your sorting hat?
Yeah.
From Hufflepuff to ADHD, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The sorting hat on, you're whispering to yourself, manic depressive, manic depressive, manic depressive.
It's so annoying. My sorting hat cost me $350 a session.
Okay, so
I think the Me Too at the beginning is probably the easiest way to do it if you're willing to.
You got to be a bit of a sociopath to do that, though.
You'd have to be, yeah, very much so. So and it seems like you are, because if you're against this guy,
you go to HR and you said he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He did it anyway, and then he tried to justify it. It's textbook. I saw it on Google. It's what they do.
Yeah, done. We've done it again. How do I con people into a successful Ponzi scheme? As in, successful for myself only. So I guess they want to be at the top of the pyramid.
This sounds like your former bosses put this money into the lottery. And it seems like they've quite frankly fucking pulled it off. They've nailed it. This is sociopathic behaviour. Because they know it's a Ponzi scheme and they want to fucking, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that's been fallen victim to a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme or anything?
So I don't know, like I'm kind of Googling to see if it is considered one, but my mate's mum, when we were growing up, was an Avon lady. Have you heard of that?
It's when you sell makeup door to door,
so
but then you
like
can recruit other people
Face
to become...
Tupperware.
Yeah, face Tupperware.
Yeah.
Basically, they're all Tupperware. Every Ponzi scheme is a Tupperware.
Well, like Tupperware, it keeps the face from... preserves the face while the Tupperware preserves the food.
I wonder if you can whittle...
I
feel like you can whittle every Ponzi scheme down to Tupperware.
Oh,
the makeup's face Tupperware.
Okay, yep.
Like Bitcoin is essentially a
Bitcoin
Ponzi
currency
scheme.
Tupperware.
Yeah, so that's a money Tupperware.
There's those vitamin ones. That's like gut Tupperware.
Gut
Cut
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
yeah. It's all pretty much Tupperware. But
what are the other one? What are the other big pyramid schemes?
Yeah, let me have a look.
No. Good on.
What's that one? Is it MLM? Is that the
multi-level marketing? I think that's a Ponzi scheme. Yeah.
So like, those are the ones where people are like, anything that's like, I'll give you the product and you sell it on your mates, and then I get a cut of what you sell.
Yes.
You get a cut of what they sell.
But what was the name of that woman in Sydney? She killed herself when she was about to get done. Like she did sort of that Bertie Madoff thing where you say like, invest with me, and then you take the other people's investments to pay out your initial investors, like a little bit, so it looks like they're making money. And then you get more people to give, like you're just trying to constantly get new people to put money in so you can pay out your old clients. While you steal, like,
so
pretty much
enough
all
of them are saying it's a success story that you keep getting some more Ponzis.
But you don't invest any of it. You're just like stealing it.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Ponzi schemes is they pretty much always are successful for the person who starts it.
You just need to think of a good one. Like, what could you hit on at the moment?
The hard thing is not going to jail.
Yeah, but if it's successful enough, you move to the Bahamas or something, and you never have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Sam Bankman-Fried style, man. They bring you back. If it's big enough, they're bringing you back.
Yeah, I think, you know what? That's the kind of thing with every con scheme, right? You need it. The idea is to make it. Everyone goes too big. You know what I mean? Every time they get caught, it's because they went too big.
Just keep borrowing $20 from your friends.
Yeah, pretty much. Little tiny Ponzi schemes like that. That's good. Like you need something that's just small. You know what I mean? Like
keep it local.
Comedy is a fucking Ponzi scheme when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
Improv is a formal like comedy pyramid scheme, right?
Oh,
Do classes.
sure.
Yeah.
So you can go to the next level of classes. So you can go to the next level of classes so you can teach classes.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
so true. That's why, like, I find that comedy courses are Ponzi schemes as well. In the same kind of vein. People that, like, not everyone. I think some people do want to, like, probably show them or whatever. But there's so many comedy courses that come out where you're like, who's this person? Like, when we lived in Cairns, when we were starting out, the amount of emails or, like, every couple of months, it would be someone who, even to this day, I've never met or heard of before, would be like, I'm doing a comedy course in Atherton. And Atherton's like, what, 5,000? Like, it's fuck all people
Little.
in Atherton.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no comedy club in there. There's no comedy there at all. But they're like, I'm doing a course on comedy. Like, yeah, you're going to rip off some fucking country town locals and going, $150, I'm a touring comedian. All right, see you later. I'm out of here. I got a grant from the government.
You're like, all right, guys, first things first. Knock, knock. 2 words you're going to want to know.
It's like, knock, knock. Who's there? He gets it.
Yeah. And so we're taking that idea and we're putting funny answers to it. You see over there, that is a bar. Imagine some of the funny characters that could walk in there together. Hey, look at that bar. Imagine 2 Irish guys walk in there. Wouldn't
I
that
want
be
you to think
fucking
of 3
crazy?
people from different ways of life.
Yes, yeah,
No.
and make sure that third guy is certainly the funniest.
Now you're gonna get a lot of pushback on accents.
Every joke must have a priest. What do they do?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. The more I'm reading this page about Ponzi schemes, the more I'm starting to realise that comedy is essentially a Ponzi scheme.
I don't think the comedy courses, yes, but I think what you said about improv courses is fucking bang on the money.
Almost
because the
definition,
top
yeah.
level of improviser is improv teacher. So it's just a snake feeding itself with its own tail. It's just like
It's a snake yes-handing itself.
yeah, yeah. It's just
It's a Marilyn Manson ecosystem.
So I think if you... it's very
so
good.
funny. Yeah, it's absolutely the top thing you can be as an improviser is an improv teacher, and there's one gap between that. It's student to teacher. You get taught to teach the people that want to be. It's just fucking nothing going anywhere. It's just
And it's also like there's no real work because all of the like courses, performances, and everything are not like you don't have to write any of it. It's kind of like our show.
I was about to say, this is the pot calling the kettle an improviser.
But you know what I mean? Like I feel like how can I con people into a successful Ponzi scheme? Start an improv comedy course.
And there's no upfront expenses. You don't have to buy the Tupperware. You don't have to buy anything.
Yeah. You
You
don't
just-
even have to buy costumes.
Oftentimes you
pretend.
can just fucking take him into a park or some shit and they think they're... You know, you don't even have to be in a building.
Yeah.
You don't have to rent a space. Just
Yeah.
go, mate, take the shoes off, feel the earth, yes, and it.
I'm actually
Ba-bam,
I might cut this out of the podcast and just put it in some notes for myself.
We've done it again. Angus, do you know how to read?
I've been pretending to for a long time,
Have a
but the
crack.
truth is out.
Have a little crack at this one.
I hate boys who like heavy red wine. Fuck the Barossa Valley. I drink white wine.
You're a great reader.
Oh, thank you.
That was amazing reading, Angus.
Without your support, it never would have been possible.
I hate boys who like heavy red wine. Fuck the Barossa Valley. Drink white wine.
Yeah, obviously a problem that I would... I'm guessing it's from our Adelaide shows.
Just someone in Sydney that really holds a grudge about strange things.
Are you a red or white wine drinker, Angus?
Probably beer.
Yellow wine.
Yellow wine.
Yeah. I'm on the yellows tonight, boys.
I like
Vodka,
calling
clear
them-
wine.
I like calling beers wet breads.
Wet breads.
I've always liked wet bread.
That's fun. That's fun.
Actually, this is something I found
It's
very
nicer
funny.
than wet bread. I don't know if you've tried that. It's not so
Wet
good.
bread is
It's not so good.
bad. Red bread's really bad.
Yeah, it's a soggy sandwich, man. It's not
Yeah,
as nice.
nothing worse.
So bread pudding's all right.
Wet bread pudding.
Bread pudding. That's wet
Oh,
bread.
I was going to say, I don't think there's anything called wet. One wet bread pudding, please.
That's custard, right? That's
This
a
is my
custard.
first
it's
time
custard,
ordering
yeah.
anything
Bread's
from a
still wet.
store.
The bread is wet with the custard. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. I can imagine you being like, I'll have a custard beer.
I've had a custard beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a...
You know how every fucking brewery's like especially the one where we gig at that's above Good Chat, is like they'll do guests for other breweries, and then I used to host an event there, and it was like it was called like the Double Shot, so like something like that, and it was all about how every one of the beers was 10% or more. So all the beers were like 10% or more, but they were like
just have a whiskey.
All crazy flavors, and there was like a ramen one, a Ribena one.
Why? I remember the Ribena. That was okay.
The Ribena one was okay. There was like a bunch of them, but like every brewery just like goes, it's like they spin a wheel and they go, what dish are we going to turn into a beer? And with the ramen one, they're like, you talk to the beer nerds about it, and they're like, so what we did is we crushed a whole bunch of ramen noodles and we put it in the tank at the bottom. I'm like, this sounds like you're just like a kid playing with all of the shit outside.
When you said, I was like, how do they make hops, barley, water? Just put ramen in it.
We just put ramen in it.
Yeah, it's not as fun. Yeah,
a couple of meat and
what you do is you get the sachets.
Boy, we bought a lot. We bought so many.
There's dried onion at the top of my fucking beer. It's craft beer.
Yeah.
Behaves like it's April Fool's every day.
That's
like,
so
how every April Fool's, like every big name food corporation, their like social media account team goes like, hey, they'll make a post and they'll be like, hey guys, huge news.
Yeah.
Guess what? We're releasing a really yucky flavour. Everyone. It'll be like, hey guys, coriander Tim Tams. And everyone goes, oh, you nearly got me from it. That's what craft beer are doing every month of the year.
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
Imagine being one of those big like food companies and you've got like a very serious like food health safety problem, but it's April Fool's and you're like,
oh, great.
Probably have to wait it for tomorrow. Like no one's going to
take
you.
You could probably get away with it on some, you go.
But people aren't going to believe you. They're going to be like, just keep eating it.
Oh, do you mean like a recall?
Yeah, you got to do a recall.
Oh, I thought you meant it was like you've been sued for.
No, you have to do a recall because like people will die.
Yes, okay. But then you're on a time sensitivity issue.
Yeah, and people are like, this isn't a funny joke, and you're like, it's not.
You'd have to like first line be like, hey guys, not mucking around on this one. I understand what the date is, but read this and really treat it with the utmost fucking respect because some of you will die if you think this is funny.
They have got so many pins in the strawberries. We don't know.
Hey guys, new stout out. It's strawberries with pin in it flavour. Hey, it's a small mouse got minced up in one of the vats flavour stouts.
I'm looking at like because you know how like beer names are a big thing as well. Like they've always got to name the beer something strange.
That is, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's always a pun. Always has to have something to do with one of the ingredients generally. You know what I mean? Like, and then if it can be sexual, that's the trifecta.
Oh, yeah.
For craft beers, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Like hoppy ending. Wow.
Oh, now that is
what a time to be alive.
That is a funny name of a beer.
Polygamy porter. Wowee.
Oh, God. Keep going. I could do this for the rest of the episode.
Belligerent arse nut brown ale.
Pardon me? Pardon me? What did you say? I'm going to need that repeated to me a bit slower and with less laughter at the end so I can decipher what the fuck you said. What was it?
The belligerent arse nut brown ale.
Oh, looks like Shed just found out what I call him behind his back.
Got him. Got that belligerent ass.
But so you're more of a beer man.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably have a red wine over a white though.
I certainly prefer a red generally. We got invited out to a winery after a show one time. That was nice.
Yeah, it was very classy. To the Penfolds.
Shout out to the good people at Penfolds.
May have heard of it. I do once.
It sounds like you had a vaccine reaction to that.
Hard drive just restarted.
Hate boys with red wine. Fuck the Barossa, drink white wine. I've got to say, I don't know many fella who drinks white wine as a preference. You know what I mean? And it almost sounds like saying a guy drinks white wine sounds like a euphemism for gay from like the 50s.
They could be gay.
You know what I mean?
Could be a gay person
like,
writing in. He's a friend of Chardonnay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like I don't want to shit on these questions, but it's like, man, true love is hard enough to find.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And also, it's like you say, drink white wine. Imagine if you were saying, have white skin. That's not good.
Well,
yes.
It's
Live and let live.
live. Romeo, he liked Juliet even though their families were killing each other. You know what I mean? They're fighting swords every day, and he's like probably made it hotter, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone catches us, so good. But you know, and like
a part they really kind of like breeze over. I feel like.
I think so. That he was
How
like, "Oh,
fucking
dude,
hot is our family's fighting?"
yeah."
Don't you reckon that's actually hot?
You know, we're being real naughty right now.
I'm a fucking Montague and you're a Capulet. Isn't this crazy what we're doing
nuts.
right now?
That was part of the, would any other name smell as sweet? Not really, because this is actually turning me on heaps. How your family is like hates my family.
Yesterday, I got a letter in the mail from your dad, and it said, "I fucking hate you cunts." And I've never been so fucking horny in my life. You guys suck heaps. Except you. You're awesome. I find you so sick, but your family suck, and that is really getting me hard. I hate your dad. Oh.
So maybe that's what they're going to do with the red wine drink. Be like this fucking freaky red wine piece of shit.
Oh, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I like that. Embrace
find it, find the kink
Hate
in
fuck. Hate fuck some bloody red wine
Nothing
drinkers.
like a hate fuck.
Hate fuck in the Barossa Valley.
Yeah.
What a backdrop.
Yeah, and then they're looking in their eyes and they smile at you with their fucking gross little red teeth. You're fucking hell, you are gorgeous.
Yeah,
We've done it again.
Yeah. I keep talking to my friends less and less due to the schedules, but I don't want to lose them. How can I keep in touch more?
This is the first real problem.
Yeah.
Like, this is
a genuine, relatable
yeah.
problem. How do you keep in touch with friends as you get older? And the depressing answer to this is your friendship circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you die alone in your bed.
Have you tried spamming them with memes?
Yeah. That is all. Mate,
Have you thought about tagging them in funny Instagram reels?
That's all friendships are now. And that's what they won't talk about, the positives of social media. Really keeping a lot of friendships on life support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saw a dude fall down the stairs, thought you'd like it.
This duck is me and you.
Here's a very questionable themed reel that I can't show anyone else.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Fuck up their algorithm.
Yeah. For a while, Ree Down, who I'm sure has been on the show before, but will come on the pod, she was like always sharing how her algorithm was giving her like, those videos of like a traditionally handsome white dude kind of risen up to the camera or whatever, and it'd be like a lot of that. And like with the music theme or whatever.
Where he's being
what
hot,
if I looked at you
camera?
across the bar like this and shit like that? And they're all fucked ones where it's like them pretending to fuck and the camera's like on the bed.
God.
It's so fucking
God.
And she'd share them.
Awful.
She'd share them all the time, and like she started sending them to me.
That's when, when people say beauty is a curse. It's like when you find yourself recording like you humping your bed. it's like, I wish I was just a 10% uglier. That this wasn't like the most profitable thing I could be doing. If I was just a bit less ugly, I would have stuck it out in med school.
I hate that this is a viable career for me. I fucking hate this.
Oh fuck yeah! Send some good real action, mate. That's all friendship is now.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm so emotionally unavailable. I've been single for 29 years.
The round number enthusiast in me says just hold off. You'd hate to find love 29 years into... You want to be able to be like, I was lonely for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then I found him. You want to be like, 29.
How old do you think the person is that put this problem is, though? Because, like, if they're 29 years old, I'm like, I don't count those first batch of years.
For sure. You really don't want to be finding love below 15. You know?
I don't count them buckets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also reckon that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
I don't think this is someone that was in love 29 years ago. No, I think this is a 29-year-old.
Yeah, right. And there's someone listening to the podcast right now, an elderly person being like, my love, she died 29 years ago. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
They're very upset. Yeah, right. So they're counting all of them. Well, in that case, it's not that impressive. Relax.
Still 11 years. Say if you go from your 18th birthday. 11 years is quite... But then you've missed the round number. So now you've got to hold out 9 years if you could for me.
You always deal them in tens.
Yeah.
Can't give them fives.
You can only find love on a round. Or, no, you can wait you can go on a 5.
Yeah.
I think find love in whatever increment you would be comfortable set your TV volume at.
That's interesting.
So I think you can find love at
5s and 10s.
5s and 10s.
Interesting.
We met at 25.
Yeah, and you're a very you're one of those people that doesn't like the volume being set at a random number.
Oh.
What if they're a prime number enthusiast? They got to wait till 31.
Or
Well,
it'd be
that's not bad.
it'd be really fun and exciting. Wait 40 years and really just make an event of it. That big 6'9", baby.
Yeah, well, look, you probably need to interrogate your own childhood and why you are emotionally unavailable. Do that really hard work about why you feel probably scared and that you didn't get the attention you needed in your early formative years. So now you reject because that's the easiest way of not being hurt again. Until you deal with that, you probably, it's going to be hard. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
But until then, just go to comedy shows, have fun.
I would like to echo your sentiment and say thank you for bringing this problem, Angus.
Yeah, that was me.
For us to solve it, I'm glad you're able to figure that out for yourself.
And I've been lying about my age.
Well, I reckon that brings us to a close, actually.
All right.
I feel like that's a beautiful spot to leave. There was a reconciliation of self-love there for Angus Gordon. A stick was given to you, and fuckle
And
was given
what
to
a
me,
gift.
and we had a great time.
Shag gave you the gift of laughter.
Yeah.
That is true. And I laughed my socks off today. I had a wonderful time with you, fellas. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Angus, where can people find you on the internet?
At Real Angus Gordon on Instagram. Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and fuck pig on Pornhub.
Yeah. Well, it might be taken down. So
But be sure to come and see our live shows whenever they are happening. I believe our Comedy Store show...
October 11.
October 11. So if you live in Sydney, that is the most important thing you could possibly attend.
Biggest show ever. 300 seats or some shit at the store, isn't it?
It's somewhere between 300 and a billion.
And it's a great venue for comedy. It'll be an amazing night.
Love you to be there. Be sure to rate and review. Be sure to go and see Angus Gordon wherever you can. He's a very funny man. And Shad, thank you for 5 wonderful comedy
Oh, here's to
years.
5 more.
Here's to...
And not a year more after that.
Definitely not a year more, because that will be 10 years, and that is a perfect number to finish on. What a treat it's been. Thank you, Angus. Thank you, Shad. We'll see you next week. Bye now.